What up, Pokénet? Thanks for coming and checking out the video. Today, we're taking a look at the purple Crustle deck. So essentially, we're going to be running this Sylveon with Safeguard, and it runs so similar to what Crustle's doing. And so this deck took 110th at NAIC, but I do think there is some room for improvement. But we'll go through what the deck looks like, and see how it's supposed to play. We did play this on live stream the other day, and I mean I started out like 6-0 with this deck. So if people don't have an answer, they're going to really struggle and have a hard time. And the other thing is, I like it a little bit more than Crustle because I feel like I've just been so anti-Crustle. I'm glad that this is something different, but similar. So anyways, let's take a look, and then please go smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, please go subscribe, and then let us know what you think of the channel, what videos you like, don't like, things you want to see us do next, because I'm always looking for feedback. The only way I can grow the channel and make it better is if the community lets me know what they want to see. So again, please let me know what you guys think, and otherwise let's jump into this Sylveon Safeguard deck, and let's see what's up. So yeah, so we're running 3 of the Sylveon with Safeguard, right? So again, it can't be attacked by EX Pokemon, and again, it runs pretty dang well. There's not a lot of good answers out there. We're also running 4 of the I know they're only 50 HP, so that's a little bit scary, but the Ascension Eevee, right? So with Ascension, on your first turn going second, you can attack and go straight into Sylveon, or the next Pokemon we're going to look at, which is going to be, I think, our only EX Pokemon, because it is the Espeon EX. Man, I mean, this thing hasn't got a lot of run, but its first attack, the fact that you get to shuffle a card back into their deck and do 160 damage can get a lot of people in trouble, right? If you get rid of something they needed. You know, I was playing this the other night, and I shuffled their Lillie's Determination back into the deck, and they only had 1 card left after that. So what a huge attack that turned into, right? So then our next Pokemon is Munkidori, again, so we can get damage off and onto their side of the board. A way to be healing Sylveon if they are taking some attacks onto it. Usually they're smaller attacks, and so it's going to have to take time to build up, right? And then we got Dedenne, because you can shuffle, I think it's, a trainer card back into your deck, right? So let me make sure I do this right. Oh, into your hand. No, I was like, pretty sure I didn't say that right. Yeah, so it's going from your discard pile back into your hand. So if you lose like your A-Spec, now you got it back. If you need a supporter, yeah, this is a way to get it back into your hand from your discard pile. So Dedenne's been pretty dang big to help us with that. All right, let me get this lined up for you guys. Okay, and then we got 1 Fezandipiti, and again, part of this is just to slow them down from taking KOs, and you can get a Dark Energy attached to them. Then they have to hit a heads for them to get KO'd, right? So, okay, then we have a Psyduck, right? That's going to be a big issue if we're playing against Dusknoir, right? So that's going to be a problem. So we got to get that situated. And then Team Rocket's Articuno. And so we're running this only for your matchup against Alakazam. And we had a great match with this deck and Alakazam. Man, it went down to, I don't know how long the game went. I think it was like they had 4 minutes left, and we had maybe 8 minutes left on the clock. and I think they did everything they could to try to win that match, and luckily we still took the win. So that was a heck of a game. It was a lot of fun. So I'll put a link to that description in the description so you can go check out that match. So that does it for our Pokemon. Again, for the most part, the hopes are we can go into Safeguard, and they don't have a great way to KO. However, I have found in several matches that using the Espeon EX and attacking and keeping their hand size small has been really good too. And then again, the Articuno came in clutch in that Zam matchup for sure. So so that does it for the Pokemon. And then, like a lot of decks right now, because it's one of the strongest supporters ever made, right, for draw support, is Lillie's Determination. So we got 4 Lillie's Determination. We got 4. Get over here, boss's orders. And then I wish I knew how to say her name. I don't know how I'm supposed to say this. My dyslexia, unfortunately, gets the best of me sometimes. Jacinthe? Is that it? Jacinthe? I don't know. Let me know in the description if there's a video I can go watch so I can pronounce this correctly. Again, part of it for me is my dyslexia, so that's where I struggle. But we got 4 of her, and why this runs maybe slightly better than Crustle at times is it is heal 150 damage from your Psychic Pokemon. So they're again, when you got Hero's Cape on Sylveon, you're just healing it all the way up pretty much, and it's been huge. Such a great card for this deck. Then we have 3 Crispin, because we got to get energy accelerated somehow, right? And that's the best way to do it. So 4 Crispin. And then 3 Team Rocket's Petrel. Again, a lot of times we need to get to our A-Spec, which we're running Hero's Cape. We'll see that here in a minute. So we need Team Rocket's Petrel to be able to get to the Hero's Cape when we need it, because a lot of times they're about to KO, and that's the only way we can get around the KO. Then we have 1 Xerosic Machination. Again, if we're able to get them down to 3 cards, and then we can use Espeon's attack to get rid of one of those cards, we now put them down to 2 cards, and the chances of those cards being good is pretty low, right? And a lot of times we don't take a KO, so they can't use like Unfair Stamp, they can't use Fez, so a lot of times that combination has come up pretty big. And then we have 1 Hilda, in case we need to go get the evolution that we need. So, okay. So that does it for our supporter cards. Okay, then we're running 4 Pokégear 3.0. It's huge in this to get the supporter that that we need, trying to get to the right one. So again, we run 4 Pokégear to get to that. We're only running 3 Jumbo Ice Cream. I think you could increase that to 4 if you want, but realistically, with Jacinthe or whatever, I guess Jacinthe, that sound right? You don't necessarily need as many of the Jumbo Ice Creams, but I would be okay if that was 4, right? I don't think that would be the worst thing ever. Okay, then we got 2 Poké Pad. A smaller count than most decks we're looking at right now, but that's okay. And then 2 Night Stretcher, so we can get back the Pokemon or the energy that we need. My bad, man. Keep messing this up. All right, we got 1 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Again, we don't necessarily want to fill our bench up, right? We don't want to give them options to be KOing. We want to try to keep our bench size low and just hope we can stay alive through Safeguard with Sylveon. So we don't need a bunch of ways to get Pokemon. And then we have one Handheld Fan, again, coming in big, getting those energies moved around. And then as we talked about, our A-spec is Hero's Cape, which is just huge in this deck. I didn't realize this till I went to look at this deck. Hero's Cape is now like a $22 card, right? Because everyone's trying to find it for their Crustle builds and stuff. Man, it's been so I did not realize that. I wasn't paying enough attention until I went and looked at this deck, and I was like, man, why does this deck cost so much money? Well, that's like half the deck build cost is that Hero's Cape. Okay, then we have 4 Psychic Energy. Let's see, do I got room on here? We got room. Let's put this guy over here. We got 4 Mist Energy. Okay, again, that's going to help us with a lot of different matchups, making sure they're not putting damage on our damage counters onto some of our bench Pokemon through attacks and stuff. So this has been pretty big, having the Mist Energy for sure. Then we're running 3 of the Dark Energy and 1 Spiky Energy. Again, if they keep hitting into our Sylveon and they keep taking on damage, that's pretty dang good for us. And then 1 Water Energy, so we can attack with Articuno, with Team Rocket's Articuno. So again, this is what we got going for this deck. Can we get these lined up a little bit better for you? So again, this was actually way more fun to play than I expected. I would say that if you've already been running Crustle and you're successful with it, there's probably no reason to switch. But if you're looking for a different way, just a different look for your buddies, right? I'm going to be taking this to trade night tomorrow. That way we can get a look at it, right? So my buddies know how to play it. We got a big tournament coming up here in a few weeks, so we want to make sure that if we see this, we know what it looks like. Is this something I'm going to play competitively? I don't think so. I do think there's a little bit of room for some consistency for this to get a little bit more consistent. So what I would say as I was playing is there were times that I needed to get out of the active, so we don't have many ways to get out of the active, and so getting trapped in the active is possible. I do think we need a better way to manage that. So that's one thing I saw as I've been playing it. And there are times I can't get to the Pokemon I need to. So I don't know. Maybe it's worth including 1 more of the Buddy-Buddy Poffins or 1 more of the Pal Pads. I'm unsure with that, but I do think it has room for some tweaking that could make this deck even better, even more powerful. I also thought, should we put in a Lily's Determination? I don't know. Realistically, your matchup with Dragapult's probably going to be okay because if they don't have an attacker, you're probably going to make it through fine either way. So you don't have to have Lily's Clefairy in that. But again, I actually like this deck way more than I thought. When I first saw it, I was like, I'm not going to like this thing, but it was fun to play on live. I had a good time with it. So we played it for Non-Meta Monday this last week, and so if you haven't, go check that one out. Again, we'll put it in the description. Smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. We certainly appreciate you guys. And then go check out some of our other videos. Let me know if there's things you guys want to see that we haven't done, or if there's things you like, because we want to keep making good content. So you gotta let me know what's up with that. And then otherwise, have a Poketastic day.